Oh shit, I'm on time for once with these.
Yep, we waited until voice was late this time. Ha ha ha.
Yep. Well, it's not kicking my ass.
You're getting your ass kicked and I wasn't invited?
Oh, there's Key.
Thanks, Key.
It's called a sinus infection.
I've been through worse.
You've been through horse news. That's an infection in every orifice.
Yeah, right. Speaking of, one of my friends is just like, hey dude, someone linked me a horse news article about you, and I'm just like, are you just ignore it, it's not even worth your time. Fuck ever. I ain't paying attention to it. Neither should you. Voice didn't forget.
Maybe he was nodding off, maybe he was trying to bum rush us earlier.
Oh,
hello.
There you are. Speak of the devil and the devil will come.
What's wrong?
What?
No, Skype's being a butt. Like, I get, it says the call, like, I'm still trying to enter the call.
Well, I guess you could say you're in limbo.
Ha ha ha. No problem.
Okay.
Ah, there he is.
Limbo's just being
And the backup recording. Wonderful. Feel free to sit in. You don't have to mute yourself this time. Dulcet not going to be a dick.
Well, certainly hope not.
Nope.
That way it doesn't sound like a jet engine trying to take off.
Yep, if voice never comes back, you're up, Sam. Actually, that won't work. I actually have voice's freaking picture, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that did happen to me when I had my podcast with Brony Notion. The fan overblew my microphone, unfortunately. It was horrible.
Was that your first podcast?
Yeah.
I would have probably shot for somebody smaller just in case when you made that boner.
Everyone doing something fun for Halloween weekend?
Work.
I am going to sit in my room and eat candy while I watch trick-or-treaters knock on the darkened door.
Ha.
I am working on my Halloween special, but that's about it.
I guess I'm also working on a script for my top 10 favorite episodes of MLP seasons 1 through 5, and I'm going to really nettle the niddles on Will because Cutie Remark is in the top 10. is in like I think right below the top 5. So
I like the Cutie Remark.
I like 75% of the Cutie Remark.
I'm guessing the other 25% is the end of it.
Actually, no. I actually didn't mind the one of the things that actually propelled for me from not hating Cutie Mark was the last 5 minutes. No, the big thing was the time travel. Time travel makes no sense.
It never really does, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. At least Doctor Who tries to make sense of time travel.
Tries. Key point.
Always reminds me of that. Was that movie Looper? That's a movie that makes you just hurt your head. Like, oh.
All right.
I guess the reason for me, at least to start out, I'll keep this short, don't worry, is that I was very against the idea of her being reformed because I didn't feel she needed to be reformed. So my next thing was, okay, if you're going to reform her, at least make it convincing. At the end of the season, I think they did a pretty convincing job of showing her that she's now on the good side. And it makes sense. So now let's see what season 7 does with her.
I'm going to put the picture in the room now for everyone who I haven't shown this to yet.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, that wasn't the same. Okay. Yes. As I've had several people tell me, is like, wait a minute, you bought artwork off of Suirano and it's not porn? I'm like, yeah.
See this, where is it?
Yes.
Oh dear God.
He really... Wow. Yeah, he really's like, now you're sure voice is okay with this? He said yes. You're positive. I don't... He's like, I want permission.
Oh my God.
I'm terrifying. Jesus Christ.
And I was like, yeah,
Which one of you fuckers said friendship is witchcraft?
I was like, make him look creepy and make him look half like Sombre, too. And I was like, yeah, that works pretty good.
It's funny you say that, because right now, I don't know if you guys follow this, Voltron Legendary Defender is doing a contest for everybody to submit a bad guy monster. And I think you should submit this bad boy.
Jesus Christ.
You have my permission.
All right. Just cite the artist. All right, let's get this started. This is FNGR welcoming you to Limbo Podcast, joined by the following co-hosts: Dulcet Tones.
Hello.
Samoht-Lion?
Yes, hello.
Indeed, I got it right. Y2K Toon Critic.
What up? I'm sick, so excuse me if I don't sound at 100%.
Keyframe. I guess we lost her. And this week's King of Limbo horror score.
Oh wait. Oh, hang on. Let me quick change that.
No, I was about to say, hey, this is how we get away with doing VoiceOfReason twice.
Nice.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Kiji was just telling us how you were trying to steal my Scrooge role from one of her bits, and I was like, you know, if I had to replace anybody with me to be Scrooge, I would have said Voice of Reason. Oh, let's see here. Oh, Jesus. Your channel had a 4-year run. What would you say is some of the happiest points that you've been through while working on it?
Like, there are a lot of solo works that I've done that I'm most proud of. One of them is, I always go back to this, my Camaraderie Supernatural review. That is probably one of the times that I was the most happiest, most calm, and just getting a chance to thank someone for getting me into the fandom. And the other was my Friends Forever #7 review, just because I get to talk about comedy.
Did you ever get a chance to talk with any of the people who worked on Camaraderie Supernatural?
A couple. I talked to I think I talked to Cyberlink 420. He was like one of the co-creators of it. He said, just thanking me for the tribute. And the other one was the voice actress who played Rarity in Camaraderie Supernatural. I forgot I forgot the voice actress's name. I said, like, they pointed this out. Someone told me that they did a Camaraderie Supernatural review. Thank you for everything. And they pointed out, I think towards the end, I was talking about the downsides of Camaraderie Supernatural, saying the production value is not that great. And she said, I was like, I was actually using a different headset at the time, but now I got a new microphone and everything. Yeah, I haven't talked to anyone from them as of late. I really hope they get back on the project. I would love to see them bring out an episode 4, either parodying Ghostbusters or Cutie Mark Chronicles.
Very good. Conversely, what's the biggest oops you've had on YouTube?
Working with Cartoonz.
No. Biggest oops I've had on YouTube, jeez. It's a toss-up. I look back at my Friendship is Witchcraft reviews. As much as I put all that passion into it, I realize that's mostly blind rage going into it. I really wasn't coherent in a lot of podcasts. I know I know Rhino MIlls did a commentary on it, talking about all the holes in my arguments. Again, I gotta thank him for that. For pointing out.
Oh, I was going to say, I know originally during the first week, he's like, I wouldn't mind being there. I was like, I don't know if he'd let you. If he were around, I would have asked him, would you have been okay with that hypothetically? He's a really great co-host, Keyframe could tell you.
Oh, yes, he is lovely. He bounces off of me like a ball on a wall.
Or pinball.
Yeah, he got along with Can Cream. I mean, I know Can Cream's a badass and all.
Yeah, I know both my Friendship is Witchcraft reviews. There are a couple of collaborations I wasn't too proud of. I won't name names, but I will say that the quality of my collaborative partner was terrible, and I instantly regret ever working with that.
Is it on your channel or is it on theirs?
No, it's on someone else's channel.
I was about to say, I'm sorry, voice. I'm so sorry. No. You were fine. Actually, you were. Was it Watchful Pony did a top 10 of my videos, and you were actually, I think, number 7. Oh, thank you.
Our collab on Making Friends with Keep Discord was number 7.
I'm gonna take a stab. Is it the 4-way collab on Master Code's channel?
No, but it does involve one of them.
I think we can connect the dots from there.
Yes.
I wasn't gonna.
There are 2 branching paths.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but I was like, I'd have to cite Peter, and I don't want to drag him into it. Yeah, I do, but no, I won't.
As much as, I guess I could talk a little bit about that. As much as that collab didn't turn out as hot, I was actually glad I get to work with Master Code destroying Mysterious Mirrodwell. And we did get to work better with, was it Fiendship is Magic 3? So first try not so great, second try a lot better.
If you had more time, what did you wish that you could have worked on?
My top 10 favorite Shaolin Showdown episodes.
Oh, I did love Shaolin. But I was like, if they only brought Shaolin back, and then they sadly did.
I think
Canada! Thanks, Canada!
Well, they just announced they're bringing back Muppet Babies, if anybody remembers that.
I heard that. Bleeding Cool dropped that a couple days ago. I said, okay, and it's got one of the guys from, I know one of them is the story editor from SpongeBob, and the other was co-creator of another popular kid show. I'm blanking on who the guy was who's also working on Muppet Babies, but I know it's going to be all CGI, so no hand-drawn animation.
I mean, given the fact that the Muppets are puppets, it makes sense to make it CGI.
Yeah, well, the original Muppet Babies was 2D.
I'm just saying the original of the original source material.
You're bowing out of YouTube. Will you be cutting out of the con scene as well?
No, I'll still be able to attend conventions. Like, I'll still attend BronyCon every now and then. Definitely try and go to some of the more bigger conventions, like New York Comic Con, which is like train ride away from me. But in terms of like being guests, like being like a community guest on panels, I'll still volunteer for being a community guest up until, I guess, finish up my final review, which will be the My Little Pony movie.
You said that you were going to be bowing out of video analysis. Where will you be continuing text analysis? And if so, where will be your main venue?
Yeah, I'll still try and do text analysis. I have a DeviantArt. It's at Henmo24, H-E, N as in Nancy, M as in Mike, O24. And also, I'll still be doing text reviews like half-season recaps and listing my favorite and least favorite of following seasons. I'll even maybe like do like an editorial every once in a while, but I'll still want to do the audio reviews like with Roundtable's Magic. I still want to be a part of that, as well as Analysis Anarchy, which is still one of the favorite projects I've voiced with.
Is there anyone that you've had your eye on now that this is your big moment to potentially put someone over in or out of Brony? Who do you feel is underrated?
It's been a while because I haven't really paid attention to like the like the 5,000 below group, but I will say wait until Halloween, because I am going to be doing a collaboration with someone on Halloween who's under 5,000.
Is he overseas?
Yes.
I think I know. Okay, that's what it is.
So it seems like you have a lot of collaborations waiting along the way on your way till the end. Are there any that you could say that you're planning to do, both pony and not?
As far as collaborations with Pony, I haven't planned anything out yet, with the exception of the one review on Halloween. I know Key, we're gonna work on Flutter Brother hopefully eventually. But as far as like collaborations down the road goes, anything is possible. There's always like the people I've always wanted to collaborate with. I've always wanted to collaborate with Anthony C on something.
Golden for the love of God, turn off your Skype notifications. You're gonna blame me.
I have tried to nudge Anthony C to the best of my knowledge. So,
I've always wanted to collaborate with Anthony C. One day, hopefully at a convention, I would love to do something with AC Race Best and Saber Spark. Maybe in either a lip sync battle or team up on Whose Line Is It Anyway.
Oh, speaking of lip sync battles, what gave you the idea for your lip sync battle against Toon at BillyCon? Was it? What is it?
I need to hear this story. No,
boy.
Let me preface this story. So me and Voice are doing lip sync battles, and we originally decided to just do one-on-one and then a duet together. So I just finished my song, and Voice is nowhere to be found, and he just texts me saying, "Oh, just go ahead and do it." So I'm like, "Okay, what the hell do you have planned?"
Well, we both knew what our songs were going to be beforehand, but I told you after your song was ended, I say, "Okay, give me like 2 minutes." So I walk out, and I tell my girlfriend Sega to like signal when I'm ready to go, and then
so she signals me, and we play the song, and it's nothing but a good time. And I'm looking around like, where is he? I hear Sega. Is that Sega who screeched? Because I'm pretty sure that was.
Maybe either that or I think it was Pastel something.
Either way, this motherfucker comes in with a blonde wig and a rock star outfit, and my jaw just drops, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm screwed. I am screwed. There's no way I'm gonna win against that."
If you can't win, cheat.
Actually, funny thing, I was actually going to plan on do something even stranger. Initially, I wanted to do Alice Cooper's Poison, but material for that song is very sensual and not family friendly. And initially, I wanted to come out with a black wig, makeup like Alice Cooper, and have like a riding crop with me. Like again, just like Alice Cooper would bring out to like one of his shows.
Wasn't he the first
riding crop?
Well, yeah, wasn't Alice Cooper the first shock rocker?
Yeah, well, I was going to perform his '89 song, Poison.
No, I just imagine you and Sega in the room, and you're getting ready, and she's helping you unpack, and she pulls out the riding crop, being like, "Boys, honey, what is this?"
It's like, for after hours, dear.
Oh my!
The safety word is banana.
I love you.
Okay.
Great.
Well, I fried out for a second there. Oh yeah. Oh, don't worry. I'll timestamp that.
But yeah. I wanted to like wow the audience, like try and get in really into the whole lip sync battle thing, like compare it to the actual TV show. where you have Channing Tatum dressing up in Elsa's outfit singing Let It Go, or Will Arnett in a construction outfit rapping to Everything Is Awesome.
You give me a wonder.
So I thought, okay, let's see. If I can, so I'll do nothing but a good time. Okay, so I gotta find blonde wig, poison shirt, which I was in like concert shirt, and in terms of gloves, I was at like Party City I think it was like the week before we went to PhillyCon. Like, okay, what am I going to use for gloves? And I see these, like, black-studded biker gloves. Like, okay, those work. They barely fit me. So those are a pain in the ass to get on and get off. So I think Tony noticed, like, during the lip-sync panels, you said, oh, hey, like, by the way, love the gloves. Like, yeah, you did not suspect a thing.
I did not, because I'm just like, oh, you're doing a rock star song. Like, whatever. Like, you got this. And he comes out with a wig. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
So, Voice, I know you don't like Shaolin Chronicles.
Nope.
What would you say is your least favorite remake or reboot of a cartoon, and vice versa, your favorite? Like, it's either helped continue the legacy or improve upon it.
Ooh, there's so many choices with that first one.
Yeah, so least favorite, Sonic Underground.
Does it count as a remake?
They're gonna keep rocking until their mother is found.
No,
just
please
from
shut
the
up.
just from the opening lyrics. Triplets born, the throat awaits, dead. There is no way recovering from that.
You get Double D and Steve Urkel in a cartoon voicing the same character.
Yeah, Steve Urkel voicing all three of the main characters, and it's terrible.
And a
Like,
song every single episode. It's painful. It makes me wonder.
At least it's not Donkey Kong Country, the cartoon, where
I
they
will
have to
take
have
Donkey
two.
Kong Country over this freaking Sonic Underground shit, because at least it's cringy, but it's enjoyably cringy. There's nothing fun with Sonic Underground.
which is a shame, because there could have been like potential for the cartoon. I mean, like, just from like the opening scene animation, like the animation got a lot better, and then you start to watch the episode and you realize that they cheat a lot in terms of the animation. Like, they have like still panning shots, or if you look at Sonic, Manic, and Sonia, like, they are all the same hedgehog model. They just switch out the hair.
Oh yeah? And what about the size difference between Sonic and Knuckles? Are we gonna explain that shit?
Nope. But okay, in terms of like favorite reboot, I would have to say this is a tough one. I probably would say The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest.
Oh yeah, that one was good. Canceled before its time.
It was one of the few things I look forward to. Again, I was probably like 7 at the time, but one of the few things I remember watching. I think it was either Sunday nights or Saturday nights on Cartoon Network. What they would have is like a clue, like mystery block. They would have like Speed Buggy, like another Clue Finders thing with 2 talking dogs that try to solve a mystery. Then Scooby Doo, and then I think it was Real Adventures of Johnny Quest, and that was the one show I was looking forward to. I remember it was like 5:30 p.m. 5:30 p.m. No, it was on a Saturday. It was 5:30 p.m. on a Saturday. I was always watching Johnny Quest because I love the intensity of the action. I love the updated animation, and the fact that Johnny is like of age to actually participate in the action. It's not just racing Dr. Quest. And I think that was the first one that they introduced Jesse Bannon, and also the intro. One of my favorite instrumental intros to cartoon ever.
So I was going to say, do you have a favorite adult parody of a childhood cartoon? Yeah, I literally just came up with that on the fly. The minute you said Johnny Quest, I was like, ooh.
Oh, well, I haven't really watched a lot of like the adult parodies. Like, I know C-Lab 2021 is a big one, but I guess technically speaking, Drawn Together. I know it's a lot unpopular with a lot, but I just love the raunchy humor.
It's so bad. It's good, honestly.
Its third season is the thing that's unpopular. Before that, it was okay.
Yeah, again, first and second seasons I love. There were episodes from the third season that I did like. The one episode I always go back to is the episode where they're trapped in the mall parking lot because the van that they were using was too wide to fit into like a compact space. So they had to send Foxy Love to get help, and like everyone was like freezing inside the car, so they had to eat Ling Ling. And then they had this like one joke, I think it was at the end, like towards the middle of the second episode. Why are we even bothering? Don't we usually come back perfectly fine? You see Ling Ling pop out of his corpse like, yeah, I know, right?
The good thing about Drawn Together is that it had a really strong start, but slowly once you started to realize how fucked up it was, you started to get desensitized to it, and then you realized how shitty the writing was. And then by the time you got to the movie, you're just like, just end it already. We get it.
When I saw some of the animation from the movie, just like a random clip on YouTube, I was actually marathoning Drawn Together at the time on Netflix. And then when I finally got to the movie, it's like, oh, do I really want to hit play? So I was like, oh, I gotta watch it. I gotta find out how it ends. That was an hour and a half. I never got back.
Ouch.
That was one of the most painful experiences watching a movie. Just the commentary scene was enough to like pull my hair out. Like when they're stuck in the submarine.
You mean where the only animation they have is just kind of looking up and blinking?
And the water's like slowly rising.
I mean, if you like anti-humor, you'll like that scene.
I can understand that. Like initially, that sounds like a funny. That would sound like a funny idea. Like, wait, let's check out the commentary. Oh, that's clever. Like, so they're listening to it. It's like, no, fast forward. So meanwhile, it's another scene. It's like, no, go back a bit. That's too far. Like that would have been great. Instead, it's 2 long minutes of the producers rambling. Get to the point.
What's the weirdest thing that you found out about in Brony?
The weirdest thing I found out in Brony?
Yes.
There are a lot of Trixie fans.
Ow.
In fact, too many Trixie fans.
I will not be time-stamping that. Don't worry, Seth. I'll take care of it.
We're gonna build a wall around the Trixie fans.
Oh, Jesus.
And we're gonna make the Mexicans pay for it.
No, we'll make,
I was gonna say make the Starlight Glimmer fans pay for it.
Oh no, we're not paying a god.
My God, 3 people just pissed me off all in a row. Jesus.
I say we can make the Sunset fans pay for it.
Yeah, that'll do. Finally.
Actually, I would say
All the bacon hair.
Again, even so, like not just like the people who like a particular character, but I would say some of like the weirder stuff are like I guess probably the YouTube poop movies. The YouTube poop PMVs.
Burn down Equestria for the insurance money.
Or no, just like watching some of the YouTube YouTube poop PMVs. It's like just seeing some like the creativity that the people who make those. Like I know some people who made like a YouTube poop for the Elder Scrolls V theme in sort of like a YouTube poop movie, or another like initial D.
Have you ever tried to make a YouTube poop?
No.
Trust me, I've tried to make one. It's actually harder than it looks.
There was a great post on Tumblr that I saw where it was like, do you know the reason why internet videos are not counted for the Oscars? Because YouTube poops would win for best editing.
It's weird. You never thought you'd be able to say there's an art to YouTube poop making. Like there's a fucking art for it now.
There's an art for everything.
I mean, it's like watching some of the newer how-to basic videos and how much effort he puts into all the jump cuts and everything. It's like there's an art to throwing eggs at a TV. Well, okay, I have a question for you, Voice. This is imperative. How many of your collab partners have gotten mad at you for the fact that your poses are not standardized and they move all over the place?
Yeah, I think 2 or 3.
Was one of them A and Y?
No. One of them was actually Josh. Here's what happened. For a while, my OC artist was Agent Pro. What ended up happening was he was either offline for a while, or he couldn't like access his computer because I think it was either down or something. So I needed to scramble for someone else to provide artwork. So the next person I contacted was Looney Turtle, because we actually did a collaboration on it was Magical Hypnosis. It was like how the main 6 or the rest of the main 6 in Magical Mystery Cure should have actually been fine, and he actually provided more poses for me. 2 different OC artists, and I noticed it even on my work that I have to make 3 or 4 different presets just to make sure I got everything right. I know when to actually like resize everything or get everything to the right size. So yeah, I know Josh's when we did our collab for Hearts and Tuesdays, like at the end is like it's a great time. Like, dude, like I think like your OCs were like very temperamental because like some of them were not to the right size on my work. So
Josh is not to talk, given the fact that for the longest time his OC didn't have lower legs.
But yeah, again, working with Josh and like so many others, again with my OCs, I praise his patience.
Your OC just likes to dance.
Yes, yeah. I think again, I apologize for everyone who actually did use my OCs if they seemed out of scale. My apologies.
Do you forgive him, Golden Fox?
Voice for
His temperamental dancing poses. He's just staring at me silently. I don't know
what part of dancing are you talking about?
because they move, you dumbbell.
Okay, you know what I did? When he and I collaborated together on Appaloosa's Most Wanted, I used Photoshop and put them all in the center as much as possible to save the trouble of having to rearrange in every pose throughout the entire video.
I have a question for you.
What?
Why didn't you give those poses to him so he never had to have the dancing poses again?
I thought I did.
Did he?
No, I don't think you. No, I don't think you did.
We don't put the guest on freaking trial here.
Sorry.
Applause for Golden, applause, gold claps, yay!
It's all right, Fox.
Yeah, he's retiring anyway. He can dance as much as he wants to.
Indeed.
I can leave all my friends. I can leave my friends behind.
So actually, I have a question. So, Voice, you were one of the longest-standing reviewers. You're one of the OGs, I would say. How has your perspective changed as the reviewing community has changed? You started at the beginning, and now you're here. So many people have left. So many new people have entered. How has that been, witnessing, I guess, the evolution of the analysis community from your eyes?
It's been interesting because I was like one of the first few reviewers, along with Paleo, Tommy Oliver, Brony, back when he was Brony, ANY, myself, Golden Fox, listing off the top of my head. Mysterious Mr. Renner actually came in later after season 3. So just like seeing all the people starting out, it was fun. It was like, oh, like this is a cool new niche that we get IP back for the show. What we liked, what we didn't like, branched off into different paths. Like Tommy and Digi focus more on analyzing themes and motifs in the show, while myself, ANY, Golden Fox, later on you, Toon Critic, Buck, Brony were more reviewers, like giving like our own critiques of the episodes, providing humor and whatnot into it, and seeing when more people came in, like the transition from season 3 to season 4, we saw IloveKimpossiblealot, Mad Munchkin, Silver Quill, Two Best Brothers Bitch About Ponies, Give and Take. When we saw when Josh got into more pony reviews with taking X episode 2 seriously, when we saw that growing, I was like, holy crap, we have like this huge community. I think it's like, this is like, all of a sudden I think this is going to be big. And then now that I've gotten more like sort of like the residuals what I see, and they're the people that trying to be there for the 15 minutes of fame, or get to collaborate with like the big guys. Some of them are decent in what they do. Again, I'm just thinking about just people off the top of my head. British Ninja, Tricky Fox, Rosie Sievers. Seeing all these new up and comers, I do see like passion for providing feedback on the show, and just like a lot of optimism, like having an optimistic reviewers towards the show. Like again, Rosie, Finn, Tyndega, although he's probably one of like the fastest ascents, other than like Silver Quill, Lightning Bliss as well, to like one of the top people in the community.
Question for you, Voice. Since you said you're close to NYC, do you plan to go to PonyCon NYC this for 2017?
I do hope to. I already submitted a panel for convention. I'm gonna probably submit another one, probably a Who's Line panel for the convention. Hopefully that gets approved. And I'd actually love to see who the guests of honor are going to be. Because
I know I was there last year. They said they were Pony NYC, but I guess it got resurrected for 2017.
And thankfully, it's going to be inside a hotel this time, not a dance hall, and we don't have to walk a mile uphill in 0 degrees weather.
Negative 15 degrees. I was there, man. I remember that.
God, the wind chill was terrible. I remember, like, the first day, I thought, oh, yeah, the wind chill's not going to be bad. I don't need a hat. Oh, my God, I had a headache just from walking.
I mean, you should have just worn that wig from PhillyCon. You could have had your locks billowing in the breeze. I'm going to pull out an Anthony-type question here.
Oh, boy.
What would you say has been it doesn't even have to be a collaboration, just the worst or most winceful, cringy experience you've had with either a fan or another brony or a fellow reviewer? Like, what can you say is was just an experience where first impressions mattered and they didn't give a good one.
I would have asked that a lot more welcomingly. Go ahead. I would have got the answer.
Well,
I'm
seeing
still
how-
learning.
Well, fuck it. It's a Limbo podcast. I don't give a shit. It
Thanks.
is
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
the Hersay Brothers review of the Crystal Empire.
The who?
Ooh.
The Hersay Brothers. They were a while ago. I think Anthony C was doing like an update video. What was it? It was on the stuff was going on, and it's like he was answering fan mail, and that led into like a moment with Dr. Wolf with again moment with Cosmologic. And one of the things he promoted was a review of the Crystal Empire, and like just from the opening bit of the Anthony was promoting we're tearing apart the Crystal Empire. Megan McCarthy is an incompetent writer, yada yada yada. No, this can't be. Yeah, like I got a chance to screw it, I'll watch it and see what they do. Maybe it'll be funny. Minute 30 in, the first one of the first few lines that they said, this was going back to my panel, where I said the one thing that really pissed me off in a review was when a reviewer said, "You don't know any better about your audience."
I remember this.
A minute 30 in, and they pissed me off.
This was a collab with Anthony C? Really?
No. This was a review that Anthony C promoted.
Can it be found on his channel? The promotion?
Yeah, actually, it was an update right before but it was right before he did his collaboration with Dr. Wolf, he did his moment with Dr. Wolf. And that was actually one part of the update, and I remember it's like the link to the video is actually like in the lower right-hand, it's like the lower right-hand corner, and it has like a really bad picture of the title card, I think. And like the entire review was just nothing but scathing, deconstructing everything that they found wrong with the review because they thought they were better than Megan McCarthy.
But I guess besides that, you've never had like a stalker experience at a con or anything?
No, that was key. That was an amazing answer, and I'm going to hunt down that video. You don't ruin that.
I know. I mean, like it is an amazing answer. I'm surprised you didn't make like a response video to it or something.
I don't.
No, I actually did.
You did?
Top 10. Yeah, well, I didn't actually call them out. What I did was it was my top 10 things the Crystal Empire did right. Mm-hmm. That was technically my response to them, but I didn't link the video to them.
All right, then.
And I listed 10 things that I thought that the Crystal Empire did right, and I used the correct terminology, using proper pronouns.
Well, I wanted...
I, me, my. They did not use I, me, my throughout the entire review.
I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on people who unintentionally call other people out in their videos, but not by name, but you can clearly see that they were alluding to somebody?
Kind of makes me uncomfortable. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I wasn't going to mention the name, but I think all my fans and everyone on this channel will know.
Well, you have an entire series of how not to Brony, so there's no transparency there.
Hey, I remember turning to Toon when you asked for that, and I was like, he could have asked for an analysis daily, but I know this was a better venue for views, so no, I understood. Well, going back to Key, no, I never had an instance with like a cringy fan or like someone who's like stalking me. I think my favorite thing about like being like who I am and my reputation was seeing all the how dare you say that Luna is overrated on Two Princes Dream of Magic Sheep review. Like normally a person say like how dare they? I'm like, oh my god, their grammar is terrible.
I got a good question. I'm going to take a page out of Anthony's book. What is the success of one reviewer that you do not understand?
Hold it. That is a Rion Rhino MIlls question, sir. Don't you dare.
Oh no. If Toon's starting to Rhino, does that mean we're going to get a Miss Toon Nakamoto?
Oh god.
Okay, I'll be nice and say one would be KP. As much as I do like her and her personality, I think one of the big things is she is over-reliant on pop culture and making references. That's what I see from a lot of her reviews, is just recaps with references. And I do see how that garners an audience because, this is funny because she's making a pop culture reference towards this episode. And I could see that's how garnered like the 100 plus thousand subscribers. So again, I understand how she got. Again, and I guess not really that big a fan, but I still watch her every now and then.
So, since my cast here has turned my show into a hit squad, Limbo doesn't. There's a different series for that, gentleman and lady. Being hypercritical, what do you think of the Cartoon saga? What did you feel needed more polish?
Oh boy, here we go.
That should be your last video, in my opinion, right there.
What needs to be worked on?
Yeah, just, if you were sitting there and going, off the top of your head, if there was any one specific video or something, I was like, this is what I would have done different, just being, a reviewer.
How could we say something on this? When I was talking to him about it, I remember we were on a post show.
No. This is Voice of Reason's moment, Tone.
I need to say this.
No. I want to hear. I want to hear. You can rebuttal. I want Voice to go. Come on now. You had 3 shows, man.
I'm trying to think of anything that I didn't like.
Well,
maybe I'm
not even. It doesn't even have to be something you necessarily like. Just something in the back of your head. You're like, oh gosh darn it! I wish I wasn't a critic so I could ignore this. Blame it on the training or whatever if you want.
Oh no, I think I may have made horror score 2 OP. So I'm actually gonna put it on myself.
Oh, nice save. Anthony C would be proud with how safe that was.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, one thing I will agree, yes, horror score was horribly overpowered. Haha. Here is the thing that fucking bugged me. So we're on the post show of Roundtable's Magic, and I was talking to him, and I was also asking the chat, so what do you think is going to happen with the Cartoonz arc? His response is exactly what happens, and I'm just like, you motherfucker, how did you know? He says, oh, this is going to happen, this, and this, and then this is going to happen. I'm just like, god damn, he's like he fucking knows.
Wait, did I accidentally guess, like, thinking, like, oh, in wrestling terms, like, okay, what's the best thing to happen next? Okay, right, I think, okay, like, something's gonna crack, like, something that's gonna show he's vulnerable, like, that he can win. So, like, okay, the first thing is, like, okay, he's gotta lose first, again, proper, like, build up to like, a wrestling storyline, and, like, eventually show that there's cracks in Cartoonz, either logic or character. So I didn't really think about this, that with the idea that he's a glass cannon in the squash match episode.
Oh yes.
It turns out correct.
Well, you gave me a wonderful segue there.
Oh boy.
You're an avid pro wrestling fan. Was there a period you wish you had more access to, video footage, any specific territory?
I guess I wish I watched more wrestling during the mid-2000s, from like 2004 to 2008, because I think during that time I was taking a good break. I mean, the last thing I remember watching from that era was SummerSlam 2005, and I think it was like the Eddie Guerrero Rey Mysterio ladder match that I remember. That was like one of the last matches I remember from Ruthless Aggression era. And then when Eddie passed away, and then later on the controversy with Chris Benoit, like I felt like I missed a big portion, like wrestling history from that time. And I only got back into wrestling around like late 2009, around the time DX made a third comeback. CM Punk was like one of my least favorite wrestlers because of retired Jeff Hardy. To watch more of that stuff, like Unforgiven 2006, I think is like one of from what I remember, like one of the best pay-per-views of all time.
That pay-per-view is like, you could throw that pay-per-view in like time capsule just to show like what 2006 wrestling was like.
If you could pick one person from the business's mind to pick, who would it be? Like a Heyman, a Cornette, a Stone Cold, Rock?
I would pick, honestly, Triple H, Paul, and Triple H, aka Paul Levesque. See what he has to go, through to, and the people over from NXT going up to the main roster. Mode has to go through Vince, and a lot of the time Vince shoots them down. He were like one of the 2 biggest regrets that I know of was bringing up Tyler Breeze and the Vaudevillains. 2 people that I think have like massive potential in WWE, and they're basically jobbing. They're, to quote Calcos, jobbing into the stars.
Since you have a love for like WWE, have you ever considered submitting an application to their business to work for them?
I have a couple of times. They're rejected every single one because I live in New York and they're in Stamford. So I think that one of the things is like they accept like only local, the regional places. Submit to Stamford, Connecticut. You have to be at least either in the city or the Connecticut area. So because I'm on Long Island, it's a longer trek for me.
Was it like an hour or so?
Well, it takes about like an hour and 10 minutes from one of like the main train stations into the city, like on peak hours, and then I haven't traveled Metro North through Connecticut or upstate, so I wouldn't really know. But I think that's like another hour and 10 minutes just to get to Connecticut through Metro North.
Oh, that surprised me. I didn't realize that prejudice against distance.
You have to understand, Long Island is actually pretty huge when it comes to actually getting around.
Oh yeah.
It is the biggest island on the continental United States, so...
Yeah, I learned something today. Damn
I
it.
did not know that.
Queen Dictionary over here.
Because I know WWE does more for their industry. They're doing more than just wrestling recently. Didn't, like, a couple years back, didn't they do that horror movie, Oculus? Wasn't that there?
Yes,
Yeah, well-
yes, they did.
Yes. Well, they produced it, but they didn't have like any of their like wrestlers in it. Yeah, and it turned out, and from what I heard, it's like one of the best horror movies in like recent time. Like right up there with, I think, Babadook, Don't Breathe,
The Conjuring.
and The Conjuring.
What TV show would you cover if you had more time? Besides, obviously.
TV show?
Yeah.
I'd actually probably say the DC TV universe. So
Flareo.
like,
The Flareoverse.
Flareoverse. Yeah, the Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow. If I had time, I would love to just tackle that whole area.
Trust me, it's really hard to keep up with all of it. Like, I'm struggling to keep up with it. I'm just like, can't they just stick to one show?
I'm trying to go do 3, Supergirl, Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow, but I'm like a half a season behind on Legends of Tomorrow, and I think of like a good full season on Supergirl. But at least I'm catching up through what's going on currently.
Speaking of superheroes, do you believe that there are too many superhero shows and movies right now?
No, I think there's like a good amount. There are the movies that you expect. Okay, what's DC, Marvel, and whatever indie comic is gonna come out with a new show. Like Walking Dead, Preacher still are popular on AMC. The other day I watched the premiere for the first season 7 of Walking Dead. It is one of the most brutal
Jesus.
openings I ever watched just for that show. And I know a lot of people were planning on quitting just by the one episode, but it ranked as one of like the highest premieres in the show's history.
Voice, you and I both know right now, if Daryl had died, there would have actually been riots.
Well, Walking Dead's viewership would have dropped.
It would have. I think they're too scared to do that now.
Isn't this their last season?
No, they got plenty of seasons to go.
And in terms of shows, I think there's like a good balance because CW and Fox have DC. The Shield is running well on ABC. Netflix is pretty much owned by Marvel with their run, and then movies is anyone's game. It's really just a toss up and say, okay, what's going to come out this year? Like, what are we looking forward to? What stories are going to continue? And we have like, how many movies are coming out next year for Marvel? I think 3 are coming out for Marvel.
3 Netflix series.
Yeah, 3 Netflix series, and then DC have Justice League, Wonder Woman. What I'm real excited for is like the Valiant universe is going to be coming in, starting off with a comic called Bloodshot. Like Valiant's answer to the Punisher, I think. I'd have to ask my friend about Bloodshot's lore.
You're a fairly good avid movie fan. What's the most overrated movie you've ever seen?
Bridesmaids.
Really?
That was quick.
How do I put this? I hate Paul Feig's movies. Anything that Paul Feig has directed, I've hated. Which was odd. Like the first one I saw was the Bridesmaids. My first thought, seeing was 89% of Rotten Tomatoes. It got best screenplay, best supporting actress. They're making Melissa McCarthy. Like, oh, okay, this is gonna be funny. This is gonna be like the female version of The Hangover. One of the biggest problems with Feig's humor is that he drags the punchline. I'm waiting for a punchline between Kristen Wiig and John Hamm in Bridesmaids. They're again, I guess, former lovers, the one night standers. And I'm just waiting for the punchline to happen. It's just stop the joke here. Funny already, and you just killed the joke. The same thing happened with The Heat, Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock. I just could not find any of Melissa McCarthy's stuff funny. They had the chemistry between them I just didn't like. And
the entire Sandra Bullock's character trying to dislodge something in his throat by stabbing him with a pen went on for 10 minutes.
Yes, that too. And which is why I'm worried about again seeing Ghostbusters just from those two past experiences, and I haven't seen Spy yet, and I heard that's one of Paul Feig's best movies.
Really good.
See, but yeah, Bridesmaids is the most overrated movie I've ever seen.
Well, okay, let's see. What's the most overrated cartoon you've ever seen?
But in terms of why do a lot of people find this very popular, I guess I'd say yes. Again, don't kill me, but
I guess Adventure Time.
Oh, that's not going to bother me.
It's not a lot of the story. It's one of those shows that you can't just like jump in at episode 60 and then you'll get everything. You have to like watch from the beginning and then see all the pieces like folded together. It's why, again, it's the episodes I have seen like I Remember You between
an episode made by
Marceline
Rebecca Sugar, basically.
Yeah, that, and I guess what was the introduction to Finn's dad in where I feel like I'm missing something, and I guess that's why I can't really get into it. While good, I just don't find that the hype towards it is sort of justified unless you've actually took the time to actually sit through everything.
I think it's also because like it's one of those shows that starts. Cartoon Network had a thing running with it that they had a bunch of shows that started out as just very nonsensical shows, and then they become story driven. Unlike Steven Universe, that they became story driven within the first season. It took 2.5 seasons for Adventure Time to become story driven.
One of my favorite ones is Regular Show. I just love that, and me and my friends love that because it reminds us so much of when we were working at we have a county park that's like right across the highway from us. Specifically reminds them of like working at the county park and just like doing nothing. Mixed in with like the 80s culture.
How do you feel about Regular Show now being in space?
I haven't gotten to watch the space part, but from what I hear, it is the last season. Go big or go home.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah, actually, honestly, Regular Show is a show I can actually get into and like not really miss anything. It's like, oh, who's this? Even though like they'll introduce one or two new characters dressed in the story, like introducing Thomas or what's the Cloud Chick's name?
CJ.
Or CJ. Yeah, and I don't miss much because the stories themselves are still over the top and funny.
What's your wish list for the MLP movie?
Basically, don't have the celebrity voice actors overshadow the actual voice actors. That's my big hope that the stars that they got, like Liev Schreiber, Emily Blunt, Kristen Chenoweth, Michael Pena, Sia, Azu, the chick from Orange is the New Black, I forgot her name. But like seeing all these big name stars, like, oh crap, they're gonna bring a lot of new viewers, but I just don't want them to overshadow the actual stars of the show, the stars of the movie, and that being, again, Tara Strong, Kathy Westluck, Tabitha St. Germain, Ashley Ball, Andrea Libman, Baby Nicole Oliver, and a bit part again with Celestia. One of my big hopes in the movie is that they don't the new characters don't overshadow the actual characters.
I was about to say it'd be kind of hard not to overshadow Celestia, wouldn't it?
Do you want...
Doesn't Spike overshadow Celestia? I'm just saying.
True. Do you want it to be kind of like a Muppet movie treatment where their characters are basically just cameos, but they're really self-aware with it? Because it seems like the movie's going to be much of a journey movie.
I do see that, but I kind of hope that I get is that it's this league of villains. They're trying to impede the main six's journey. And what I find funny, I think I joked about this with my girlfriend, that Disney got Elphaba and Hasbro got Glinda. So when I heard when one of the first big names was Kristen Chenoweth, I was like, yes, perfect, she's great. Like, give her a few songs and we're good.
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Like, oh, I would love to see Patrick Stewart either voice Starspool or somebody.
That's been the wish list.
Aren't they like slightly altering the style of it since they're not using Flash in the movie? They're using Toon Boom or something.
From what I heard, they're doing a different style, and I know they added someone as either an animation director or an in-between guy to like help out with the animation. What I can think is that it's going to move a lot smoother between seeing that. Basically, I think what they're going to do is basically, I guess the word is Disney-fy is the best word to use, but not in the terms of like overall whimsy, but just like see them being a lot like floatier, I guess is the word to use. I've like compared the first thing I'm thinking of is Road to the Multiverse from Family Guy, where one of the universes they went to was the universe that was completely animated by Disney. Like something like that. It was like, oh, it's all
all floaty and wonderful and happy, and everyone's singing about pie, and then they kill the Jew.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I went right there in my head.
Okay, scrap the. Okay, you know what? Scrap the Jew part. Let's keep everything all whimsy and happy.
Or do you feel fine with it because at the end of the day, we're getting a 2D movie in major theaters?
Yeah, I'm with the latter because the one thing I guess I compare it to is the Transformer 1986 movie, the original show from 1984. Like, it's very stocky and very, again, I guess the word is robotic. Not just for robots, but also for the human characters. But like then seeing the 1986 movie Optimus Prime rolling out to the touch, Stan Bush, and then you see popping off and like blasting up all the Autobots is one of like the most beautiful scenes in the movie. Yes, this is what I want to see for a My Little Pony movie. Like taking that again that like traditional cartoon Flash style, and then giving it the Transformers '86 treatment.
So Twilight Sparkle's gonna die for our sins?
Damn time, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus! Oh my god, Toon, you edgy bastard!
It's not canon.
Oh, Jesus.
I say Starlight Glimmer dies for her sins, but that's beside.
Gives up the matrix of leadership.
Considering your craft, if you could steal one person's talent, who would it be and why?
Silverquill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like the overall quality of each one of his after-the-fact videos. I wish I could do that. But my next big one is the 1986 movie. That's been in the works for a good year now, and I'm planning on doing that with my girlfriend, just to like do a collaboration with her. And we're gonna technically it was actually supposed to come out like in the summer, like this summer around the same time that the movie actually did premiere, like 30 years ago. But I don't think we actually got around in time to actually voice out the. We have the script done and everything. It's just we haven't had a chance to actually film anything for the collaboration. So that's so that's next on the burner.
Even though the MLP movie is your last big thing, like call of YouTube will call back to you, like if you want to just do videos, not even with your OC or anything, just giving your thoughts on movies or TV shows, not even Pony. Like, are you still open to that, or if like people want you to come to their channel to collaborate or something?
Yeah, I'd still be open to it. Like being on YouTube, the world of editing, and I could see what I could do and seeing what other people could do. Like, I can do this. I would love to have this be my profession. Maybe not have YouTube be a career, but like I want to hone in these skills and create something for like a big company, or just like make short form videos for someone.
Well, I only really have one here left. If you would have had the time, is there an anime series that you would have liked to have covered?
If I could, in detail, I would have loved to cover Cute High Earth Defense Club 1.
What the hell is that?
I have actually watched the first episode of that. I've recommended it to Toon knows Rockamoo, and he laughed his ass off at the first episode, and he's like, yeah, this is very something. Toon, you should cover that one.
because it's the best magical girl anime ever, and it's all boys.
Yeah, I remember looking, I was like, surely the blonde is nope, that one's a guy too.
Actually, I remember, what was it? Kodokan NYC. Uncle Yo was doing a panel on magical girls and their tropes, and like towards the end, they were talking about there were two big magical girl shows. One was where everyone was a lesbian, and then the other one where everyone were guys. And I was like, yes, I love this.
You showed us that. We all sat down and watched it, and I kept saying, what the fuck, every 5 minutes.
So, Ryan just got to me now, and he was asking, I'm gonna be able to bring him in for like the tail end since we're about to wrap up anyways.
No, let's bring him in and make him think that we're just gonna have him ask a question, and then as soon as he comes in, we'll be like, and that was the King of Limbo.
All right, sure.
No, bring him in for a question. I don't mind.
All right, sure. It'll probably be something redundant since he wasn't here the whole time.
What is up?
What's up, Ryan?
And that was the end of the King of Limbo podcast for
I mean, true though. Goodness.
Consider.
Voice has blessed you with letting you
Yes.
ask one question. Make
Yes,
it good.
yes.
Okay. So, do you like me? I asked in the worst attempt of a schoolgirl voice.
Jesus.
You're all right.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's. I can swear to you, Ryan's better than some of the people you've collabed voice.
Hey, me and Golden are on good terms. I like me, that golden boy. And that's it. Well, I mean,
Indeed.
Keyframe too.
yeah.
And that Toon dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what an asshole. Right?
He's much better than that British guy, you know.
Oh, Jeff? Yeah, no.
The one who wears the fedora and is like, "Let me show you my katana collection."
Oh. Buh.
Oh yeah, no. I what was it? I heard the mention of my commentary I did like 2 years ago on Voice's witchcraft video. I have to say, I actually did look back on that like a couple weeks ago. Video wasn't as good as it could have been. I did actually look at that. It's shown its age. I've definitely done better than that. There was so much I could have, worded better.
Ryan, I loved when you did the collab with yourself from 2 years ago.
Oh yeah!
That was so good! You bought an old headset to sound like yourself from 2 years ago. That's so meta.
Oh yeah, no, I bought specifically the old headset I used to use 2 years ago.
So I have to rip that off, or someone else has to take that idea. It's so good.
I technically ripped that off of somebody else and just
You
put my own
technically
spin on it.
do a collab with yourself every time you bring Jeff into it, Anthony.
I've had people fall for that.
You're not supposed to know that.
By the way, I
Jeff
remember
T.
what
Strawman.
by the way, I remember what the names are for the people. You're Renge from Oran High School Host Club.
Nice.
I was thinking.
Bliss is
Good.
Yeah, Bliss is from Wagnaria, and just getting.
Ow.
And I'm just getting everyone Chop Squad up. And Fox is what's his face? Oh, where is it? Yeah, he's Koyuki from Beck Mongolian Chop Squad.
Yeah, that's his name. Can't believe I forgot that.
Indeed.
Yes.
Well, it's been a wonderful show, guys. I'm going to try and bullshit Voice into freaking collabing with Ryan, and then he'll never talk to me again after that. Seems to be a reoccurring theme around here.
Hey, Voice, one final thing. You thinking of possibly with your text reviews going into the Equestrian Mino? The text analysis is really kicking off over there.
I have not downloaded Amino yet, but I heard it like everyone has it.
Yeah.
And I don't use it.
Toon will be going in.
I'll look into it. I'll look on
Oh,
the App Store whenever I get a chance.
Toon, you might not use it. What about Cartoonz? Huh?
I mean, dude, I am on it like all the time.
Actually, I did have one last question because I just this just popped in my head.
Go ahead.
Voice, do you know of somebody that goes by the name of Ricky Ray 102?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I do actually remember that he had made a video discussing, I think it was your video about, I'm trying to remember that one episode, the one episode where Luna tortures herself.
Oh, the Princess Stream of Magic Sheep.
Yeah, he made a video discussing that one, and he tried to get it to you, and apparently it didn't ever get through because YouTube PMs suck.
They do.
It would either go right to spam or I never got a chance to look at it.
All right.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm gonna hit stop.
I do remember
he
was a lot more chill about it than I was with the witchcraft video because I was still trying to figure out how my style worked. Am I a meme or am I angry?
Yeah.
You're meme-gry.
All right, I'm gonna hit stop. So Ryan just got to me now, and he was asking, I'm gonna be able to bring him in for like the tail end since we're about to wrap up anyways.
No, let's bring him in and make him think that we're just gonna have him ask a question, and then as soon as he comes in, we'll be like, and that was the King of Limbo.
All right, sure.
No, bring him in for a question. I don't mind.
All right, sure. It'll probably be something redundant since he wasn't here the whole time.
What's up?
What's up, Ryan?
And that was the end of the King of Limbo podcast for
I mean, true though.
Consider.
Voice has blessed you with letting you
Yes.
ask one question. Make you good.
Yes.
Okay. Do you like me? I asked in the worst attempt of a schoolgirl voice.
Jesus.
You're all right.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's. I can swear to you, Ryan's better than some of the people you've collabed voice.
Hey, me and Golden are on good terms. I like me, that golden boy. And that's it. Well, I mean, Keyframe too.
Yeah.
And that Toon dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what an asshole. Right?
He's much better than that British guy, you know.
Oh, Jeff? Yeah, no.
The one who wears the fedora and is like, "Let me show you my katana collection."
What was it? I heard the mention of my commentary I did like 2 years ago on Voices Witchcraft video. I have to say, I actually did look back on that like a couple weeks ago. Video wasn't as good as it could have been. I did actually look at that. It's shown its age. I've definitely done better than that. There was so much I could have, worded better.
Ryan, I loved when you did the collab with yourself from 2 years ago.
Oh yeah!
That was so good! You bought an old headset to sound like yourself from 2 years ago. That's so meta.
Oh yeah, no, I bought specifically the old headset I used to use 2 years ago.
I have to rip that off, or someone else has to take that idea. It's so good.
I technically ripped that off of somebody else and just.
You technically do a collab with yourself every time you bring Jeff into it, Anthony.
I've had people fall for that.
You're not supposed to know that.
By the way, I
Jeff
remember
T.
what
Strawman.
Well, it's been a wonderful show, guys. I'm gonna try and bullshit voice into freaking collabing with Ryan, and they'll never talk to me again after that. Seems to be a reoccurring theme around here.
Hey, Voice, one final thing. You thinking of possibly with your text reviews going into the Equestrian Mino? The text analysis is really kicking off over there.
Not downloaded Amino yet, but I heard it's like everyone has it.
And I don't use it.
Oh,
The App Store whenever I get a chance.
Toon, you might not use it. What about Cartoonz, huh?
I mean, dude, I am on it like all the time.
Actually, I did have one last question because this just popped in my head.
Go ahead.
Voice, do you know of somebody that goes by the name of Ricky Ray 102?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I do actually remember that he had made a video discussing, I think it was your video about, I'm trying to remember that one episode, the one episode where Luna tortures herself.
Oh, The Princess's Dream of Magic Sheep.
Yeah, he made a video discussing that one, and he tried to get it to you, and apparently it didn't ever get through because YouTube PMs suck.
They do.
I never. It would either go right to spam, or I never got a chance to look at it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hit stop.
I do remember
wait.
he was a lot more chill about it than I was with the witchcraft video because I was still trying to figure out how my style worked. Am I a meme or am I angry?
Yeah.
You're meme-gry.